Hey, welcome to the week of June 9th, 2014. By now, we are well on our way into a Mercury retrograde, starting out in the early degrees of Cancer and then gradually working its way back into the sign ruled by Mercury, which is Gemini, where it will meet with the Sun and put a spotlight on all things Gemini. What does that look like? Well, Gemini is all about intellectual activity, so think of words like research, conversations, creativity, gossip, and multitasking. These are strong Gemini traits, get cranked up a notch as Mercury moves into this overly active sign. If you are a Gemini, you are probably well aware of how scattered you can get at times, all over the place. Well, be prepared for even more activity, but also be prepared with a solid backup plan. Retrogrades invariably indicate a time for review. Even though they are most often associated with things breaking, that isn't always the case. In fact, it can be a marvelous opportunity to avoid things breaking. In that regard, you could use this period as a time to back up your computer files, repair leaking faucets, and the like. A good rule of thumb to follow during this month is to frequently apply the re prefix to things that you do. By revising, revisiting, renegotiating, etc., you are allowing the natural cycle events to occur as they should. One step forward and one step back. It's very simple. Elsewhere, we see Mars coming into another tight angle to Pluto as they both align in at 12 degrees of two cardinal signs, which is Mars in Libra, air, and Pluto in Capricorn, which is earth. Obviously, air and earth don't mix well, so we can expect a touch of tension. With a full moon on Thursday of this week at 22 degrees Sagittarius, the tension and heightened conversations may rule the airwaves. Some of the tension that may be quite emotionally charged as the moon drifts by Pluto as it begins to wane. This same engagement eases Mars into a disharmonious angle with which we will be building over the coming weeks to Uranus. Despite its slow movement as an outer planet, Uranus often delivers surprises when it gets triggered. And Mars is a trigger if ever there was one. As it moves much faster and closer to Uranus, Mars will trigger Uranus as it moves into a close alignment. It is always in the applying pressure where we feel the arrival of this alignment. Leading up to the exact degree hit, we feel the potential for something. This is sort of that visceral electrical charge. This can be a revolutionary idea or concept on the world stage. Of course, this need not be a negative event. Just look at the new approach the current administration is taking with regard to military involvement in foreign countries and foreign affairs. For too long, we have sent our resources offshore while our own backyard becomes overgrown and desperately in need of repair. We must return our focus to our homeland so that we can strengthen our foundation. Only when our home is stable can we follow our true mission outwardly. This is very important. So get that stuff back home and look at that different approach. Listen each Friday morning to Turning of the Wheel on Awakening Zone Radio at 11 o'clock each Friday morning, East Coast. Great topics, great guests, information that you can use. Call me at 714-364-4353 or write for me for a reading at chris@chrisflisher.com. If you want to get in touch with me directly, 978-393-1036, and visit my website, www.turningofthewheel.com, and you'll see me, my radio show, my artwork, and my astrology all there. Thank you, and I'll see you all next week. Take care.